Here we fucking go! You're listening to Bread and Circuses.
It's like the mob media, for one, is the entire world populated. Like, everybody's on Twitter. Fucking the UK is on Twitter. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
unfortunately.
With Caleb Salvatore.
Well, they can't. They can't go to the comedy shows because there's a 2-drink minimum, and you can't mix the Percocet you've been stealing from work with liquor.
And Nick Kohler.
There literally be people in the fucking 80s that didn't know that nutting in a girl would make her pregnant.
No one's asked that question. What did those families do to provoke Alex Jones like that?
You know what'll solve all of these racial police protests? A Pepsi.
What the fuck is up, friends? Welcome to this week's episode of Bread and Circuses. I got my new microphone shit figured out, so I got the cloud lifter and everything. It cost me a pretty penny, but we are in business, and it sounds like I'm coming out of my mouth.
Absolutely free, because we broke into a fucking studio in LA and just hopped a couple things. So
I know I bought it on a credit card. That ain't my money, you know. Yeah. Like that's
it's my dad's money.
Yeah, it's the bank's problem when I file for bankruptcy. That's how that works. I just go out and I say I declare bankruptcy and I leave. That Michael Scott shit, right? Like that's how we're here. It's what is this episode 139? 30 we're fucking
episode 139. That's where we're at right now. Exactly.
We're coming up on 150. Maybe we'll do something special for that, like get a bunch of comedians drunk with us. I don't know.
That'd be cool.
I
like getting drunk, so
I have no qualms with getting drunk either. But no, we've also added at least for the time being a behind the scenes God Mike producer who wants to. It's a young Jamie type thing, like with Joe Rogan. Tim Dillon's got Ben Avery. We have got our first ever woman of color on the show. Mia, tell them hi. Turn your mic up and say hi.
That's first ever walk
woman of color.
Hi.
Yep. So we've got you can't see her because we know there's creeps on the internet, but you can. She will be our young Jamie. So if we want something pulled up, if we need anything like that, you know, like when we do the TikTok dipshit of the week. We'll have that going, so she'll be able to just pull it up real quick, and I won't have to fumble around with the mouse like an imbecile and waste time on the show. So
you've got I hope we've got a video. I had a couple videos like on my TikTok saved that I was, you know, in case we needed to. But you know what's funny is a lot of my dumbass like the way that my algorithm is set on my TikTok is most of the dumb stuff that I get is like a cop being a fucking asshole or something.
Yeah.
And like, you know, I mean, we could do that. That'd be,
if you've got some, dude, send them to my email and we'll do like nominations and we'll try to figure it out.
We'll have to for sure.
So if I got one, but no, we actually our best friend from a week ago, last week's TikTok dipshit of the week. This is not the nominee. Actually, no, this can be one of the nominees. We'll do several, right? First nominee. We're looking for a repeat. We're looking like fucking Jordan in the 90s here for TikTok dipshit of the week. I'm going to say I
was halfway through and go to like YouTube, you know, go do some other medium.
At first, I was against saying her name on the air because I thought it was tacky. But then I was like, you know what? These people put these things on the internet. They want attention. So fuck it. It's at Cracked Shell 77. She's our first nominee for TikTok dipshit of the week. She's back. She's got a rant. Someone else victimized her because nothing has ever been her fault. So go ahead.
Yeah, I hope it was the IRS this time, dude.
It was not the IRS. It's much more basic bitch than that. It's just under Chrome tabs. There you go. Yep, right there. We have Bread and Circuses video. Perfect. You see it, Nick? It's our dipshit of the week. There we go. Hit play.
Man.
All men.
Yes.
I need y'all to start working on your fucking shit. I need you to start doing it because, and I mean this with so much love, you are not fine. And you guys, that's your favorite phrase. You like to say, I'm fine. I'm okay. I don't know what you're talking about. I feel great.
She looks about like I imagined.
Yeah.
Bullshit. You're wrong. Because I personally, and multiple females that I know, have never met a man that is completely fine.
Okay, pause.
I have never met a man and stop. Full stop.
Yeah, that's what it should. Okay, so like the whole thing is like she wants us to, when you ask how they are, they say, "Oh, I'm fine." It's no like. Of course, everyone's got things bothering them, but not immediately, right? So yes, I have trauma from my past that bothers me. I mean, what do you want me to come over and be like, so how are you feeling? And I just unload everything bad that's ever happened to me. And I'm like, you know, you got this thing in Ukraine going on, and the gas prices are double what they were a year ago. What am I supposed to unload?
Is she upset like that we would meet like passing by, like she's in front of me in a grocery store. She's like, how you doing? I'm like, I don't just start being like, dude, I spent $50 today and it didn't fill up my fucking car. Like,
yeah,
you want to hear my life story, girl? Like, we only got like 10 seconds tops. You know what I
mean? Right? Yeah. No, we're just supposed to unload. Okay, you could continue.
I'm
fine.
Completely fine. But
she said it.
You guys like to suppress that shit. You guys like to just not fucking talk about it. You like to pretend like, oh, I healed from my shit all by myself because I'm a big man. No.
Big man.
Did you guys know that 1 in 4 people in the world have experienced deep fucking trauma?
Pause it again. 1 in 4. Where is this study? I want to know how it was conducted. They polled every person on Earth and went, "Hey, have you experienced deep trauma?"
Dude, it's the scientists, dude.
Trust the science.
It's the scientists. They did the study.
What an idiotic say. I want to see 1 in 4 people in this world have experienced deep trauma. Define like what is deep trauma, because it's different for everyone. Like for some people, deep trauma might be like, oh, my Xbox 360 got the red ring of death.
Oh my god, that's traumatic, dude. You don't know. You don't even know, dude. I had to go like 2 weeks without being able to play Halo 3. Like,
no, man, all you had to I figured it out when I was a kid. You like turn it on its side and you tap it 3 times and you let it sit and it would go back to normal.
It sounds like a Nintendo. Did you ever have an NES when you were a kid?
I had a 64.
The NES was like, dude, you seriously had to like fucking spin it around like you were an Italian pizza chef, like smack it on the top and blow into it and shit. Like
the simpler times.
Yeah. I only had one because my dad was cheap as fuck and never bought us like a Nintendo 64 or anything like that till I was like 7. So I had like his old NES from the 80s. Like,
all right, continue.
% of that is men. That's still so many men. I can't even tell you the number because I don't even know 20% of a fourth of the world. But
not surprising.
Y'all need to start working on your shit because it's not cool anymore. For you guys to be suppressing this shit, for you guys to be taking it out on everybody that you love and not working on yourself and not going to therapy and not looking deep inside yourself and asking, what's wrong with me?
Says the walking billboard for therapy.
Or why am I hurting so many people? Or why is everyone angry at me? Instead, y'all like to just place the fucking blame. You like to blame game all over. But here's the fucking thing, is that if you worked on your stuff, if you really worked hard, stopped fucking people, stop just like running through people that love you like a fucking treadmill, then you would see
like a treadmill. It's Eminem.
There is a depth. There is a depth of love that you haven't even experienced yet. Because when you work on your shit and when you
I feel like you paused me. I feel like this is a video that she made, like talking to her ex, and she's just directing it at hashtag all men. You know what I mean?
She literally it's some guy that she had dated for 2 weeks on Tinder. Yeah,
her ex Josh fucking put a hole in their apartment wall, dude.
Some guy she had dated for 2 weeks on Tinder had just broke her heart again.
And her drywall when the Braves won the World Series. He was fucking pissed. I don't even remember who they were playing, but it was the other team.
He was mad.
He was mad, dude. He fucking hates the Braves. He's so pissed because it's making fun of Native Americans, dude. And it just made him so mad. And he just put a fucking frying pan right through the drywall.
He's the first ever woke domestic abuser.
Just like, oh, it's a racial stereotype.
Tired of the stereotypes. God damn it!
I'm tired of the cultural appropriation.
Get over here. Let me smack you around some more.
Throws the TV remote at the wall and shatters it, dude.
I'm on the right side of history. Here, let me give you another black eye.
Your white privilege is allowing this.
The woke domestic abuse.
God, that's like a skit off of like SNL or something.
That's the episode title, Woke Domestic Abuser. I don't fucking care if it gets us kicked off YouTube. All right, go ahead.
Shadow work, and when you pull all your bad stuff to the forefront and you're honest with yourself, your love for other people and other people's love for you will be so much deeper. So you think that it's beneficial for you right now.
Yeah, the girl who's probably on boyfriend number 7 in 2022 is explaining to me what love is. Telling me that we're taking all our problems, that we're venting all of our problems while simultaneously keeping them bottled up. Here's my thing. And this goes to the incel thing too, right? Like there are millions of men and women all over the world that are truly in happy relationships. You may not believe it, but they don't resent their spouse. They don't hate their life. Like they truly enjoy each other. The fact that you continuously find men or women who don't vibe well with you and are pieces of shit is a reflection upon yourself. Like flies stick to shit. You know what I mean? Like that's like, what are we doing here?
Just keep doing this thing to become a narcissistic asshole, to be abusive verbally.
Damn, dude.
Well, you know,
you hear that? You hear that, man? If you don't talk about the fact that your parents got divorced, you're going to be an abusive dick.
That's right.
Well, there is a world of love for you. It's not as easy as you think to keep doing this. And if you worked on that, you'd see that the harder path is also the most beneficial. And you will feel so much better. So work on your shit, please.
You can stop sharing.
Is that her name, Sharon?
No, I said stop sharing. You can go back to the
Stop sharing, please.
So I think my problem I think I figured it out.
Those are a lot of words that she said.
She did say a lot of words. I think my issue with this girl is that what? Do I have something in my nose? What? I don't know. Oh, your septum ring might be. Turn the mic on. You can talk to us and tell us those things. Because otherwise, I just look like a moron looking off screen. Like what? No, she said my issue is the septum ring. No, but my issue with this girl, I think, is that she tries to sound super intelligent and deep when she has the IQ of a turnip. Like, you know, when people have that inflection.
She has the IQ of a high school dropout.
Right. Yeah. That gets fired from piercing places. Right. Yeah. Like, and nothing against people that work at piercing places, obviously. But let's be real. If you get fired from one, you're kind of a fuck up. Like, but she has that inflection of her voice of someone that's trying to sound intelligent and deep. And the elevator, no fault of their own, the elevator just don't go to the top floor.
Pretentious is what we're looking for here, yeah.
Pretentious and retarded. I think that's a dangerous combination.
It's like she, with her fucking, her TikTok understanding of like psychology, dude, you know what I mean? Like, her understanding of like clinical psychology goes about as deep as like the fucking like 12 videos she's favorited on TikTok, explaining like general fucking psychological terms and stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, I looked through her account, right? And she has other videos on there where she's talking about like, oh, I fell in love with another guy on Tinder this week. And it's just like, I'm like, and I'm looking through some of the other
power
posts.
To her, but you know what I mean? Save the armchair psychology for like one of those guys that's pretending to listen to you so he can fuck you. You know
right, what I mean? Exactly. Yeah, tell him that. That's not my fault. Hey, maybe stop putting out for cheap sushi. Maybe that'll fix your problem.
Yeah, you know, cheap sushi. You know, sometimes cheap sushi's good. You know what I mean?
Fuck.
We'll be in the camp here. We'll suck a few dicks for cheap sushi, dude. You know, hell yeah.
Okay. Should we do the second nominee? I only have two this week.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do the second nominee for two. This one's a little bit shorter.
Girl or
no. It's different people.
That was on TikTok. Damn, dude, that was like a 3-minute video.
You can go up to 3 minutes on TikTok. Damn. Yeah, it's so it'll only be one. It'll be different people. So you only get one nomination per week. I mean, they can repeat. She's a strong candidate to repeat because we only have one other contender.
Oh, she's looking for the three-peat, dude. She's looking for the three-peat here.
Three-peat of what? Guys that fucked her after she went to Burger King with them and then left her. Like that's. All right, let's do the next one. We've bashed on the mentally ill long enough.
I don't even think she's mentally ill. I think she's just a bum.
This one comes to us from Libs of TikTok. It is a phenomenal Twitter account. You should check it out. I mean, yeah, I know that's the boomer word and everything, but these guys are fucking like the shit they find. I wish I don't know where they do it. I don't know what kind of time they have on their hands, but this shit's shit's golden. Okay, so this one is not wanting to date a trans person is transphobic. Mia, what's the name on there? I can't read it. You got to turn the mic up. What's the name?
Eddie Over Gold.
Okay, Eddie Over Gold is our other nominee for dipshit of the week.
Get it, dude.
All right, let's see what Eddie has to say.
I've had this discussion before, and I've yet to see somebody give a reason that wasn't based in transphobia, that wasn't based in the idea that you find the fact that this person used to present as a different gender disgusting, or the fact that you still fundamentally
see them
as a man.
Here's a good reason, because you don't like dick.
Yeah, I don't like dicks.
How about that?
I don't like dicks. I don't like. This is gonna get me kicked out. This is gonna get me canceled. I don't like bullet wounds. It used to be dicks.
Bullet wounds.
That's what it looks like.
I've never seen it, so I don't know.
So a friend of mine who doesn't want his name used on the internet showed me against my will one time. You can assume who that friend is.
Drinking around playing poker, some dude like, yo, check this out.
You ever seen a trans pussy before?
Look at that shit. Literally. Look at it.
But yeah, I mean, like, at what point do it's not transphobia, man. It's called preference. It's called yes, you're correct. I'm not attracted to someone who has or used to have a penis. Enjoy vagina. I don't enjoy artificial vaginas the same way I don't enjoy artificial hamburgers. Don't give me a Beyond Burger.
Because of transphobia.
Okay, so are gay men misogynists? Like,
yeah, right.
What do we draw?
Literally, yeah. Gay men are misogynistic, dude. They don't want to fuck women. Why? Why are women not as good as men?
Are you saying it's because they have a vagina you don't want to fuck? Yes, that's exactly what he's saying, actually. That doesn't make him a misogynist. It makes him gay.
It does, dude. It does in this fucking crazy TikTok world.
Well, dude, like these new like TikTok fucking Maoist communist bullshit, they like openly don't like traditional gay and lesbian people because
they're like social Maoists, dude. Because they don't. I mean, they're just going against the traditional view of like gender identity and stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And sometimes it feels like they're just going against the norm to go against the norm.
Literally,
you know what I mean? Yeah.
It's like when you see people. I saw a TikTok. I wish I could find this one because we'd nominate this person for dipshit of the week. But they're talking about their pronouns are clown. So like, when clown goes, clown self. Clown went to the grocery store today. Like, yeah, that's actually very fitting. Clown. You should go. You should legally, not just your pronouns, your name to clown. Perfect.
Yeah, dude.
Or see a therapist.
You know, I try not to rag too much on the people like that be like, oh, my pronouns are shklee or some shit. You know what I mean? Because I've never met those people in person.
They don't exist.
You know what I will rag? Well, you know what I will rag on is because I see it in person all the time. But before we start this video up, is because I work in academia like right now. You know what I mean? So I'm around a lot of like university employee types. And like, dude, I get emails all the time from these fucking people that put their pronouns in their email, dude. And I'm just like,
oh, it's annoying.
Yeah, I'm just like, dude, why are you like this? I get what you're doing, but like, you know, every time I see somebody do that, I'm just like, oh no, this is one of those people. You know what I mean?
It's posturing. That's all it is.
Yeah, exactly.
It's, like, dude, your name's fucking Jessica. Your name's Jessica. Your name's Mike. I can tell what your pronouns are. You know, if your name is like
they're just pandering, and
I'm
like
pandering.
UTEP will like send out. Well, I don't even care that people know that they are like at UTEP. UTEP, when I'll fucking forward these emails to anybody that asks, I get emails from like the UTEP's fucking like sociology department or whoever the fuck that sends emails, and they'll be like Trans Pride Week or some shit like that to me, and then they'll put like they'll literally put like LGBT2Q4 ampersand for like community, and I'm like, this looks like a shit post on Twitter.
Literally,
dude, like, but it's serious. My
thing with the trans thing, right? Like there are legitimately there are legitimately men that feel like they were a woman, and whether they get the surgery or they don't, not my business. However they want to live their life, that who fucking cares, right? Is it a mental condition? Probably, but it's none of my fucking business. I don't care. They're not hurting anyone. They say, you know what? I'm a man. I feel like a woman. I felt like a woman my whole life. I want to live my truth and dress as a woman. Who fucking gives a shit, right? But when you get the like clown self, them, shut the fuck up. You're not a they them.
I've never really encountered that. You know, and I know it's out there. Like I said though, I comment on the stuff that I try to
right.
Person, you know what I mean?
So
I see the fucking the posterizers, you know, like sending out emails to the entire student body, and then I also see the Latinx shit, and that stuff is fucking like the complete opposite. I think of what the intended benefit, like the intent of what people are trying to do with that. It's like whitewashing.
Mia, how do you feel about Latinx?
Yeah,
considering you are one, how do you feel about the Latinx label?
I don't know. I think it's stupid.
It's whitewashing, dude. It's literally whitewashing Latino culture. Because
why aren't you guys willing to change your whole language and culture for a very small group of people on TikTok? I think that's pretty. We can't even say transphobic because just trans implies there's only two genders. So I don't even know what it's bigoted though. That's
because the people on TikTok don't matter.
They're not. People on TikTok are not real people.
It's funny because whenever I'm walking around school, I'm a big surprise you're seeing this at a fucking state university, right?
Yeah.
They don't refer to any of the Latino community groups or anything, like all the like posters for everything. And which I think it's really funny that they even have these at UTEP, considering that like 85% of the student body is Latino.
Right.
But they have like Latino, like empowerment movements, but it'll say like Latinx community and stuff like that. And I'm just like, they're whitewashed. They're whitewashing the name of the Latino community. It's hilarious, dude. Like
what's that?
I just think it's funny. It's like they're trying to switch around the entire like of their own culture to fit like white Western fucking values, you know,
right?
What I mean? And it's just funny that they don't even realize that they're whitewashing themselves.
Well, it's like we had Noe Ramirez on here not too long ago, and he was like, he has a whole joke about the Latinx or Latinx or whatever. Nobody even knows how to pronounce it because you hear Latinx, he calls it Latinx. No one knows. No, you know why no one knows? Because it's something that's only ever typed. Because a lot of this internet, social justice, woke internet lingo is never like you said, these aren't real people. These are people on the internet. And I'm not saying they're not real people because they're trans. I'm saying they're not real people, straight, gay, trans, whatever, because they don't leave their homes and they don't get off their phones. They have no contact with the outside world other than fucking TikTok and Twitter.
I have a professor that says Latinx all the time in class. And you know, he says it like he's absolutely fucking terrified that if he says Latino, like I hear him, he wants to say Latino, but he says Latinx, and it sounds like he's just because he knows that if he says Latino, like there'll be like that one fucking person in the class that'll like report him, and he thinks he thinks he'll lose his job if one person complains about it. You know what I mean? So it sounds like I fucking bitch, dude. It's hilarious.
The sad part is he might lose his job if someone
I don't think he'd lose his job. Like, trust me, this guy's probably saying a little bit more stinky stuff than Latino and Latinx. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like everybody just goes along with it in these like positions like this because they just don't want to make that fight. They don't want to offend their own fucking culture. You know?
No,
what I mean?
no one wants to. No one wants to be the one that's next. A lot of people are worried that they're next.
People like and the sad thing is people like Noe and people like Mia and people like the rate. You know what I mean? People that aren't like in positions of power to make decisions about the poster and shit that'll appear. Those are the people that don't care. You know what I mean? Or those are the people that are like aren't important when it comes to that fucking discussion because they're not the ones like making policies for their university or making like policies for their fucking business or some shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, that's just what's like kind of sucks about it.
And that's Dave Smith he's Legion of Skanks, funny enough, but he's very intelligent on politics, economics. He had a great point about it. About corporate wokeism, that kind of stuff. Corporations, they'll pretend to do the woke thing. Like they'll like when you have an actual like hard left person like Bernie Sanders that's running for president saying we're gonna put a whatever % tax on the rich people and the corporations, close these loopholes. They don't want that. But if they can trade,
they want Hillary Clinton. They want the Clinton dude, the one that looks like they're all woke, but is actually just the regular like shit politician.
They're like, oh, like all we have to do to avoid, being held accountable for the crimes we've committed on Wall Street is just send our employees to diversity training, mandate they put pronouns in their emails. Like, yeah, we'll take that as opposed to the other thing. Like if that's all it takes to appease the left, fuck yeah, we'll send we'll only hire black people during Black History Month. Like just crazy shit. Like
basically, dude.
The pandering is insulting. Like truly, if I were an African American person, the way some of these companies pander during Black History Month, I would be offended. Like it's absurd the way some of it is. Anyway, continue the video. We got trailed off there. Eddie Gold, let's hear from him. Why we're all transphobic bigots. And gay men are also misogynistic.
Pretty much every reason I've ever heard anyone give in all of these arguments is transphobic. Now, if there was maybe like
the two guys that he talked to on Facebook comments,
children with someone, cool. But niggas who say this are almost never that's what's on their mind. It's transphobia. Every time I've heard somebody argue about it. So yeah, I mean, technically it's not, but almost it definitely fucking is.
What were he can't even name like one reason, dude. He just knows they were transphobic.
He said the other reason was, I mean, maybe I've heard some people have said, oh, I don't want to date someone I can't have kids with, but everything else. So he'd never heard a reason except that
That's
one.
The only one. The only one that like the one that made sense was the only one that he could remember.
The whole reason humans started mating in the first place, to reproduce. But forget that. Besides that one major reason, besides that one critical thing to the survival of us as a species, I can think of nothing else but bigotry, right?
That guy did it, man. He found every trans person a fucking a soulmate, dude. He did it. He fucking solved transphobia right there, dude.
And
he fixed it. And now we all just want to have sex with trans people.
It's just like I said about the sex workers last week. No one's the dude's not saying that the government should mandate that we all date trans people, but he would also consider you a piece of shit and less of a person if you didn't want to date someone with a penis. Like that's so like where's it maybe I'm not into butt stuff. Where's it supposed to go? Where's it supposed to go? Where's it
Where's it supposed to go? Where's it supposed to go, Eric? Where's it supposed to go?
That hole's too small, damn it. No matter how much lube I use, the dick hole's too small to fit mine in. I don't know what I'm supposed to do here.
You imagine if men just sounded like that's how gay sex works with dudes. They just sounded each other.
Oh, dude, that word fucking hurts my dick. Sounding. Mia, have you heard of sounding? Do you know what that is?
No. Do I want to know?
Should we tell her?
Yeah, absolutely.
We live together. This isn't on-air sexual harassment. It's okay. Sounding is where a man sticks items inside of his penis hole to get himself off. She's like almost in tears right now. I wish you guys could see her.
It's that terrible.
It's disgusting.
It gives me the jiblies thinking about it too. I'm like, it
hurts thinking about it.
Yeah.
When you said it hurts, I thought you were gonna finish it with "I've tried."
Oh, I've tried it multiple times. I mean, no, it's a you.
It hurts at first.
Yeah, it hurts. It hurts for the first couple times, right? Just like anything else. It just you got to pop your cherry, and you start with like paper clips
a
and
little bit,
Eventually,
you
down.
You can get numbing lube for it. Yeah.
Shit they give you at the dentist. Have you heard of how Mormons cheat the whole no sex before marriage thing? Have you heard of that?
Oh, I've heard of it. God, what do they do? They do they do anal? Is that how they get around it?
No, that's how some Christians get around it. Mormons do this technique called soaking. She knows what soaking is.
Isn't that where you just stick your dick in her and then you just leave it there? Like
you stick your dick in her and you don't move it. Sometimes they'll have soaking threesomes where a third person will be there to help them get off and jump on the bed while they soak. So he's not thrusting. They're not thrusting in each other. It's a third party. It is what it is. It's just moving. We're not going to hell.
That sounds like something like a guy told a Mormon chick. Like he told that to her to fuck her, but he was like, he's just like, he's telling his friends the next day, like, yeah, dude, I told this fucking dumbass that I just stick it in and we don't move. It's not sex. Dude, she believed me. What a fucking idiot.
That's the Mormon equivalent of you can't get pregnant if you're on top.
You can't get. Yeah, you can't get pregnant unless you come,
Yeah, exactly.
That's how it works. So we'll get around, we'll be good.
Unless you come. This is a disgusting episode.
Yeah,
this is a the title is not.
Well,
going
I mean,
to
we started off like just right in the right headspace with getting these fucking dipshits
with these morons. So we'll try. Yeah, when you send them, dude, fucking text them to me, email them to me, whatever. I'll put them up, and we'll narrow it down to 3 nominees, and we're gonna
try it. We'll try to not rag on the as Dave Chappelle says, the letter people too much.
Oh no, I mean that just happened to be the one that popped up. Yeah, no, like last week had nothing to do with the alphabet people or anything like that. It was just some moron.
People, that's right. Yeah,
some moron that's been fired. So I don't know who's the bigger dipshit. Who do you think of those two?
The second guy I don't think is necessarily dumb. I just think he's like misplaced,
mentally ill.
No, I mean he's not. He's just trying to be nice to the trans people.
Yeah,
which I mean, like at the end of the day, him telling somebody that they're transphobic for not wanting to fuck a trans person is probably not going to matter to that person anyway. Because they're like, well, oh god, I'm gonna get canceled by the trans people. Oh god, dude, like
it's pretty stupid though. Like implying that you have to fuck someone. Like, who are you to say who I want to?
I don't know. That first, I'm gonna base the level of stupidity on this one on just how general somebody's being stupid. Mm-hmm. That first person is directing that fucking foolishness at a lot of people. Like a whole 50% of the world population, right there.
I agree. I think she's a strong candidate to repeat this week. I don't.
Probably,
it's tough, man. Because like you're right. You have. The second guy was like an intellectual dumbass, right? Like he sounds intelligent. It sounds good when he speaks, but just nothing of substance comes out. She's like a dumbass intellectual where she's trying to sound intelligent, but she can't even do that. Like she's trying to she's attempting to have substance to what she's saying, but just nothing is coming out. Like it's tough. I don't even know.
I'm gonna give it to the first. Like I'm gonna give, even though that second guy he only talked for a minute too. You know what I mean?
He had less time.
I could summarize his point a lot easier than the other girls. That's for sure.
So his point, yes. The second Eddie Gold, I think his point would be easier to defend than hers.
His point is easier to fucking extract from that video than the other girls. Like I seriously, like I really don't even understand what that girl's point is, that if you don't get therapy you're like going to be abusive. Is that what she's saying? Well, really, I don't even know. She just said a lot of words.
It was a lot of nothing.
She threw a whole lot of hashtag words out there that like didn't really
narcissist.
make any point.
Narcissist, dude. Narcissist is becoming one of the words that just get like abused and just overused now. Yes, like there was I had some chick come after me in a Facebook group, a local group here, because I didn't support mask mandates, and she called me a narcissist like 7 times while also never claiming responsibility for anything. Dude, I had her fucking mad because she's trying to defend the mask mandates and shit, and she kept throwing her, because she works in the medical field, right? She kept throwing what she does for a living out at me. She's like, I work in the medical field. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. So I finally went, okay, what do you do in the medical field? And she's like, well, how's that any of your business? I'm like, no. If you're I
mean, she's throwing it in
you're
your face.
Throwing it in my face. Because she's like, well, what do you do for a living? I'm like, it doesn't matter. I'm not using it as why I'm qualified to speak on it. You are. So if you're going, it's not a
logical fallacy called appeal to
authority. Yeah. No, so if you're going to appeal to authority and you're going to use your profession as part of your argument, I need to know what it is you do and if it's relevant, because you keep saying you work in the medical industry. Are you
pretty big industry?
Right. Are you the head of the like infectious disease response team, or do you work in the cafeteria? Because those are both in the medical industry, right? Yeah, exactly. So I finally get it out of her. She says, "Oh, I'm a surgical cleaner." I'm like, okay. So your job has nothing to do with what we're talking about, in the same way that I wouldn't take financial advice from the janitor at Edward Jones. And it was at that point I got called a narcissist again and blocked. So.
Sure. When you get blocked, that means you won, dude.
Oh, absolutely.
That's how it works.
You block someone. Oh, if you block someone,
we're establishing the internet argument rules here.
Yeah.
At Bread Circuses, dude.
Yes. If you block someone, if you delete your comment, you lose. Regardless, you lose.
We're the ultimate authority on bored dickheads on the internet. That's our fucking tag, dude. Like
I do try not to get into internet arguments because they are such a waste of time. Like no one's going to change their opinion. All it is who can dunk on somebody harder. It's like cable news, but no one's getting paid to do it. You know, like that's the shitty part.
Literally,
who can? It always resorts to insults about someone's appearance or their spouse or their sex life or just retarded shit like that. It never does it. Like it's always which is another logical fallacy, by the way. But yeah, I have to be in a special mood. Like there's a comedian, and I'm not going to drop his name, but he's constantly just trying to lure people into arguments on the internet. I'm like, dude, get a fucking life. No one wants to argue with you. Like he'll comment like things on people's statuses, clearly trying to provoke them. I'm like, dude, go do your failing show and leave us the fuck alone. No one wants to argue with you. Like that. Leave me alone. Wait, what are we doing here? So. Dipshit of the week. Are we in agreement that it's Cracked Shell 77 with a repeat?
So, man, yeah.
Mia, do you agree? Do you think she was dumber? Who do you think was dumber?
Yeah, I think it was her solely for the septum ring.
The septum ring.
Septum ring. Hell yeah, dude.
The septum ring is it's just a sign of a toxic creature that you should avoid. Men out there, and if it's a man with the septum ring, run far and run fast, my friend. That person's unstable. Like.
I should get like a fake septum ring to wear when I don't want people to bother me in fucking public, dude. Like
you should get, dude. You with the septum ring.
You imagine me like just very like plain Jane me, just with a septum ring. Like,
septum ring.
That would look so fucking out of place, dude.
Could you?
Imagine I'm just like walking around like this, but I have like blue hair. You know what I mean? Like I dye this fucking blue, and I'm still bald on top.
I mean, I've got the nostril ring, but that's not. I mean, it's the septum ring is really the giveaway. Lots of people have nostril rings. That's not really a big thing anymore. But yeah, septum ring is the giveaway. That's what she's probably got
the uniform.
It's the uniform. It's part of the requirements for the septum ring. If they've got the septum ring pink hair combo, that's when you're in a lot of trouble.
Oh yeah. That's when you're gonna hear a lot of words.
Lots that don't mean much.
And the only reason you're going to listen to them is if you're trying to fuck her.
Exactly. But if you are trying to fuck her,
out there's some guy named Eric that's like, yeah, babe. Yeah, you tell him. Yeah.
You smash the patriarchy. Are we good now? Like,
I don't even think she's trying to be like that. I think she's just trying to be a hashtag all men are trash.
You know, yeah, no, dude, she can't even say that. You can't smash the patriarchy anymore because the patriarchy implies that gender is not fluid. You know what I mean? Because that implies that there are biological men that run things, and you can't smash the patriarchy. Like you can't. There was I don't know if we talked about it. There was a comic on here or in my scene that she's been doing it like 2 months, and she posted
comic, quote unquote, for 2 months.
I mean, I had my Facebook post about, you know, if you're dudes will go to 3 open mics and start telling people they're a comedian for a living. You know, it's so true. Because like, you know, people that just get so gung ho, and it's like, you know, it's cool. You're doing something new. Be excited about it. I was the same way, but don't like. It gets to a point where certain people just get too obnoxious about it. You know, like everyone at the party doesn't need to know you're a comedian. You've done no shows. Shut the fuck up. Like
shit, I've done paid shows and I wouldn't even tell people I was a comedian, dude.
So I truly do think that if you're actually trying, if you're doing open mic, even if you're just doing open mics, I mean, if you're doing shows for 2 free beers, I think you're a comedian. I don't think there's this set rule that you're blah blah blah. But I mean, you're not a professional comedian unless that is your source of income.
I mean, well, I guess you could say like it's different to who you. I guess like the people around you that you're telling you're a comedian, because I guess if you go and do 3 open mics, that makes you more of a comedian than your 3 fucking buddies at the office that don't do them at all.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you're talking to people that like, you know, you're in the green room talking to dudes that have been in fucking doing this stuff for like 5-6 years, you know what I mean? They're gonna just probably be like, "Oh, are you?" You know what I mean? And like, so.
I think
who you're talking to, I guess, is what that's important with.
So I don't know. Part of me just feels like I think there's a lot of young comics that are given bad advice, and it's advice I'm glad I wasn't given when I started. I've started seeing this. It's a trend, and I'm sure it's been a trend, you know, constantly, but it's becoming more and more in this scene that people are like it. If you're not getting paid for that show, that means they don't value your work. And I'm like, it's setting a lot of young comics up for failure because, dude, if you've only been to 5 open mics, don't expect to get paid for your first show. Just don't.
Yeah.
Especially if you're doing bar shows, you know, I mean, if you're doing like clubs and shit, yeah, you should be getting paid for that. If you're traveling, if someone reached out to you to travel, yes, you should be. But if you're doing bar shows in your home city, you shouldn't anticipate being paid. You know, you get a +1 and maybe a free drink. But
I think my best advice to newer comedians, which I mean, take it for what it is. Like, I mean, I've done only like a few shows, and obviously I've been taking a break from it for doing college. It would be just get to know the other comedians, man. Like the other comedians in the scene are like, you know what I mean? You can get to know them first and then pick the ones that you don't like. But like, you should get to know everybody in the scene first.
For sure. For sure.
I think that's like the number one thing if you're actually like looking to get paid for gigs is like get involved with the community, man. Like, I mean, dude, how many fucking friends have we made?
Right.
Just from like getting to know, like even just the friends. It's like the people that you get to know from it is cool. It's nice.
I've truly made lifelong friends. Like, you know, like people like even, you know, say I quit comedy in 10 years. I'm not planning to, but say I did. Like there are people that like I would still hang out with. You know what I mean? Like Zach Bravietti, David Terrell Green, Noé Romero, all those guys. They're fucking Monty Scott. Fucking like I'd hang out with all those guys.
They're fucking cool people, man.
Yeah, for sure. Like it's just it's different people, and it's cool because it's people from all walks of life. You know, like you think about like people that like from your high school that only hang out with people like them. It's all different types of people. Like groups of comedians, like we don't fucking give a shit what your race is. We don't care if you're gay. Like you're one is
Polynesian.
if you're Polynesian,
some hyper specific fucking race we've never seen in Nebraska.
There's a lot of Polynesians in Nebraska. Oh no, Micronesian. Never mind.
Yeah, I don't think I've met very many Polynesian people. Do you consider like Filipinos Polynesian?
No, I think that's just Filipino.
Yeah, okay, that's just Filipino.
That's its own thing.
No, that's just Filipino.
That's it's weird how many Filipino friends I've had. It's being in the middle of the country, but I don't know. But yeah, it's I mean, truly the only thing we care about is if you respect the art and don't try to shut down other people. Like we could have totally like you could like I know comics that are hard right and comics that are hard left, and everyone gets along. But until you start trying to shut down other comics and cancel their free speech, that's when people have a problem with you. Other than that, we don't give a flying fuck, dude. Like it's truly the most diverse group of people you'll meet. It's like you got people that are hard atheists and devout Christians, and it's just crazy how different everyone is, and they still find a way to get along despite these fucking wars in the scene that we're going through.
The drama, the hashtag drama, the hashtag T.
You can be, I mean, Mia's favorite comedian likes to start drama, so it's our friend.
Wait, who?
It's our friend, Red. Look at you, got talking to the mic when you're talking. She's not going to come on here.
I don't know who you're talking about. Oh, okay.
I said it on the video. So if you saw me, I mouthed it. I'm not going to come on here and trash people by name. They know who they are. They know they start shit. It is what dude.
Every community's got them.
Every community's got them, but I got my own show. Try and fucking cancel me, bitch. You can't. I don't want to do your shows anyway. I know, so here's something shitty that happened. Because we've all heard the story about how Justin Healy got canceled because of his rape joke thing on Facebook. Like we all know that story.
Does Justin Healy not get shows in Omaha anymore?
Well, he got put on. He gets on my show. No, he doesn't because of that. He's blacklisted.
Wow.
He got put on someone's show, and it was one of those like gimmicky shows. I'm not a fan of the gimmicky shows, man. Just go run a fucking show and be funny. That's what I think. But whatever, it's not my business. He got put on one of those like gimmicky like contest type shows where it's it's come up with your funniest, craziest story and try to punch it up and make it funny or whatever. So he tried to do that, and another comedian reached out to the guy that was putting it together, who was a little bit newer, and told him, you should take Justin off your show. He's problematic. And told him you need to take Justin off. He shouldn't be. And I'm like, what a fucking pussy ass move to do to someone. Like how big of an ass? Problematic. And to the guy's credit, he held his ground and said, fuck you. I'm not taking him off. Eat a dick, to his credit. So he earned my respect from that, for not caving to someone who had been in the scene a lot longer than him. So I'll give him that. I'll give him credit where it's due. But it's just like, I swear, dude, if anyone ever like reached out and I found out about it, it'd be tough not to swing on him if it was a man. You know what I mean? Like, it'd be tough. Like, that's just, canceled. If you've got a problem with me, say it to my face. I know people don't book me because I'm problematic. I get it. I don't book them because they're not funny. We're not the same. That's the difference.
Problematic is literally just a code word for like, you know what I mean? The
right of Stalin.
I don't. Well, yeah, it's like code word for not safe. It's code word for I don't agree with what they say. Basically, like,
dude, people hate corporate approved humor. Look at Saturday Night Live's numbers and how they are just in the shitter. Corporate approved humor is not funny. It'll never be funny. It doesn't take chances. Like it just doesn't. When you see comedians, and fuck, this was actually a point I wanted to bring. It's kind of circling to it, or bring onto the show. It's kind of circling into it. Like comedians, they're supposed to do two things. Number one, be funny first and foremost. Whatever you do, just be funny. Number two, speak truth to power. Right? It doesn't matter if you're right, left, center, libertarian, whatever the fuck you are. Is speak truth to power. And when you see now these comedians that are just trashing, or that are there to toe the corporate line, you know what I mean?
It's funny to me too that everything is like related to like left or right. I mean, like there's a lot of comedy that I'd say probably the majority of good comedy is apolitical, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's like talking about like
life,
the truths of life, and
life.
That's not politics. You know what I mean?
But they do comment.
But it's
on
shitty. Well, it's shitty that like you make an observation about something, and people just are like, "Oh, it's left or right wing observation." Right. It's like, bro, it's an observation. You know what I mean?
Well, it's like you look at these comedians like Trevor Noah and Jordan Clapper or Stephen Colbert, people like that. They're literally, you're a comedian, and you're supposed to be a comedian at least, and all you're doing is is sucking corporate dick. Like you're licking the boots of the fucking CDC and the government and the big, pharmaceutical corporations.
You know what? I used to really like the Daily Show.
Same.
And I'll say too. I mean, I had seen Trevor Noah's stand-up comedy before he was on the Daily Show, and
not great.
I just didn't think it was that. I didn't think. I mean, like he talked about like he would talk a lot about his upbringing in like South Africa as like a mixed race kid that in South Africa, which is like, there's probably some people out there that clearly enjoyed it because he was, on fucking Comedy Central with a half-hour special,
Yeah.
But here was the thing. It was like a different time back when like the Daily Show was big because it was
Jon Stewart was great too.
Yeah, Jon Stewart, because like he'd be talking about like the Iraq War and like having those left-wing stances on stuff was like the counterculture, man. It was like going against the grain to talk about it was fucked up the stuff that like Bush was doing and stuff, and like I don't know, man. Like 15 years later, it's not the going against the grain to be saying that stuff.
No,
like,
and it's just tough. It's tough when you see it's tough to see people that are supposed to be comedians just coming out and shilling for Pfizer, right? And I'm not saying you have to be anti-vaccination to be a comedian or anything like that. Obviously, fucking mic stand. I'm not saying you have to be anti-vaccine or anything like that. But to come out and just clearly be in the back pocket of some big corporation or the federal government and to just shill for it as a comedian it makes me want to fucking vomit, man. I can't, because we've talked about it before, man. I would rather never make it as a huge success in comedy than to either be in the back pocket of a corporation or be at the will of the mob. And the second they found something I said that was problematic, my career was over. I don't want to constantly look
being
over
on
my
the side
shoulder.
of big business isn't cool, man.
No.
And I think that's something that I think that's something that like a lot of people need to like be reminded about is that like being on the side of big business and like it's not cool, man. It's not cool to be saying this shit that is on the commercials and NPC. Like,
well, you see like these trucker convoys, right? And
oh man, I see. Oh my, and you know what? I subject myself to opinions of this that I don't agree with to fucking figure out what people think about this, man. And like people just have the complete wrong idea of this this stuff going on, man. It's like they like for one, why just think to yourself like, why does a guy who's a truck driver need to be vaccinated? Why do they need to get a vaccine?
Right.
And like I'll hear these people talk about like, oh, I'll never understand why somebody thinks X and doesn't want to get the vaccine. I'm like, how can you not empathize at least with people that they just are concerned about their long-term health? Like I can fucking get that with people, even though I got the thing, and I think everybody.
I got it. I got two of them too, and I'm not getting a booster. I'm not doing that. But like, you look at these people, like it is completely disingenuous to box people that are concerned about, hey, maybe I'm going to be infertile in 10 years if I take this.
Yeah,
hey, maybe I
like,
could. Who's going to give me some kind of? Maybe this is going to give me some kind of rare cancer. Who know? Like, you don't know because it hasn't been around long enough.
I've visibly seen people have bad reactions to fucking vaccines before. Dude. I've seen it.
You're in the military.
I told the story, I think, on air about a dude I know that got an anthrax vaccine for deployment. And it made his fucking knees swell up to the size of softballs. And he had to go home from our deployment early. And that affected him 3 months afterwards.
Yeah. I mean,
he went to like a field hospital and a doctor told him like, yes, this is an inverse reaction to an anthrax vaccine.
Right.
This is why his knees are like doing this. It literally like right above his knee was like this. It was disgusting looking. Well, so yes, it happens, dude. And it can happen.
And it's completely unfair to compare someone that's concerned about the long-term side effects that none of us know because it hasn't been around for more than a year of a vaccine that's brand new. It's completely disingenuous to rope that person into a group with some guy that doesn't want to vaccinate his kids for measles or treats melanoma with essential oils. Like, that is not the same fucking person. There is a I know people who have all their vaccines. I know people who get the flu shot every year that don't want this vaccine. And I completely understand why.
And you know what I feel like that you need to add to it too is that they don't want to get it right now.
Right.
You know what I mean? Maybe they'll want to get it in like 3-4 years.
They're not. Yeah, they're not saying they'll never get it. That's the worst part. And so this trucker thing, people don't understand because the majority of Canadians want these protests shut down. And I can understand because their roads are blocked off and all that shit. And the left can't say shit about that because they spent all of last summer shutting down people's streets, you know? So I don't want to hear a goddamn thing about shutting the roads down. But I can sympathize. Hey,
we are on record of supporting, by the way.
We were in favor of the Black Lives Matter protests. Yes. We never fucking
we were in favor of those protests.
We weren't okay with the riots. We weren't okay with burning down Starbucks.
Yeah, I don't think anybody worth listening to was no. Like we were saying as it was going on, the riots are separate from the protests.
Separate from the protests.
Completely different things.
With no we supported the protests on air multiple times. Go fucking look it up. If you want to call me a racist or a hypocrite, go fuck yourself.
You're gonna call us right wingers. Yeah, like, bro, we literally have like video evidence last year of us being on here going like, yeah, fuck them, dude. Like,
right. Yeah. So yes. So I don't want to hear a goddamn word about the streets getting shut down, right? Mm-hmm. I can understand, hey, I just want to get to work. I want to get to the grocery store. I want the honking to stop. I can understand why Canadians would want that to stop, but they have to look at the principle of what's happening. They are abusing the anti-money laundering laws in Canada that are meant to fucking stop terrorists and child traffickers and drug cartels. They're taking those and they're using them against some old lady that sent $50 and shutting her bank account down. And the proponents, oh, well, no one's getting arrested. Like, yeah, they just can't do like non-essential things, like pay their rent and go to the grocery store.
Have a bank account,
yeah,
luxuries. Without a debit card. Dude.
Yeah, you can't. They want a cashless society. This is why they want it. Social credit score, and so if the government can freeze your bank account,
the social this is another opinion I got to read from these people, dude. The social credit score system is U.S. propaganda, dude. It doesn't actually exist in China.
Yeah, no, it exists in China and Canada.
God, I read that and I'm just like, oh God, you're so delusional, dude. Like
these people have to understand. You have to if the government can freeze your bank account whenever they feel like you're on the wrong side politically, you're not free. And it may not shift hands as drastically in Canada as it does in the United States, but power shifts hands. One day, someone you don't like is going to be in control, and
imagine
you've given him
had that power, dude. Right. And he could have fucking shut down all the bank accounts of every left-wing journalist in the
people
United
who donated to his opponents.
Yeah, imagine, dude.
What happens when you're running for office? That's exactly what happens when someone you like is running for office against someone who's in power, and they go, you know what? I'm gonna freeze I'm gonna freeze all the donors' bank accounts. Those people are terrorists. You just have to consider one day power is going to, when you pass a law, when you set a precedent, you have to consider that one day that precedent can and most likely will be used against you by someone you don't like.
And change is slow. So it might get reversed in the future too.
It won't.
But it will take a long time.
It won't. Canadians
look how long it took racial segregation laws in the US to get fucking reversed. It took literally 70 years. It took an entire generation to get that stuff switched around, man.
It won't in Canada. It won't, because Justin Trudeau is Fidel Castro's son. He's fucking completely out of control. These people overwhelmingly support the government overreach because they can't see 10 years into the future. It won't get better in Canada. Canada's going to become the frozen North Korea.
They just want to be safe, dude. They just want to be safe.
And what did Ben Franklin say? Any society that gives up liberty for freedom deserves and will get neither. It's true. So I'll put this into perspective for you. If you are not fully vaccinated in Canada, you cannot cross the border into the United States. You cannot get on a boat and leave the country. You cannot get in a plane and leave the country. If you are unvaccinated in Canada and you want to move somewhere else, you have to escape like a prisoner. It's literally escaping from North Korea to South Korea at this point. If you are unvaccinated in Canada, you have to escape the country like a fucking fugitive. It's insane. Insane. It's fucking crazy. You have to sneak across the border and escape.
I feel like too it's disingenuous to say unvaccinated, because you know what I mean? They probably have the fucking diphtheria vaccine. They probably have the fucking
vaccinated for COVID. Yeah.
So they don't have the COVID vaccine, because you're by doing that and having that in the discussion of saying just calling somebody unvaccinated, is like playing into that fucking mental game that the people like the media and everything plays.
Media.
Yeah. Where they try to, even not just the media, like the people that argue on that side, you know what I mean? It plays, it's basically lumping them in with anti-vaxxers and the essential oil types and all
by
of
design.
those people. Yes, it's like mentally placing the people that don't have the COVID vaccine in that same fucking camp, and it's not the case, at least most of the time. I'd say probably, I would go as far to say the majority of the time that's not the same. You know what I mean? They're not the same people.
Yeah. That's been the propaganda campaign from the beginning, though.
Yes.
Let's compare someone who's, like I said earlier, nervous about this new vaccine. Let's just throw them in the group with people that think.
I don't even say nervous. It was like cautious.
Cautious.
Yeah. Some people should have caution when it comes to anything medical, anything to do with their body.
Anything new. You should consult.
You don't think people back in the day like had fucking people had like concerns and caution and stuff about like the fucking chicken pox vaccine when it came out like 100 years ago? Dude? Like, I'm sure there were fucking people that were very concerned about that. You know, and there are probably people that were concerned about penicillin when it first fucking came out.
I'm sure there were. And the big concern was the big argument is that, well, they mandated vaccines during smallpox. And I'm like, guys, I hate to tell you, I know this may come as a surprise to you, but this ain't fucking smallpox.
Yeah, that is another thing that I think too is
it's just not
saying is like the type of vaccines that they compare it to, like what's the lung one that they have that like they basically almost eradicated because of vaccines. Or no, that one wasn't.
Are you thinking polio? Maybe
tuberculosis.
Oh, tuberculosis. There you go. Yeah.
No, tuberculosis wasn't really killed with vaccines. It was killed by
polio was though.
Yeah, so polio was killed with vaccines, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Even though there's like a big conspiracy theory that polio wasn't even like actually like a disease or anything. But dude, it's a rabbit hole. I won't even get into it because I don't know it too much.
Time.
But no, tuberculosis was killed with antibiotics, basically.
Yeah. Yeah. And I just hate to tell people this. I don't think people, and you'll get called insensitive and a monster, and you don't care about the people that died of COVID or permanently just
we have Mia here. She should look up diseases killed with vaccines.
Look up diseases killed with turn on your mic and make sure you talk to us though. But yeah, I mean I hate that it. I'm not trying to sound like I don't care about people who died of COVID. That's not the case. If someone died of COVID, obviously that's a terrible thing, right?
Yeah. Okay. So
it's
rubella
not
is one.
Smallpox. If it was killing people at like a 40% clip, like smallpox, I could understand shutting down, businesses and mandating vaccines and pushing them out soon. I can understand doing that. I can understand the argument for that. But
have you ever heard of you've heard of rubella, right? German measles, I think is what rubella is.
She's got it pulled up now.
So Mia should pull up because like obviously not everybody died from all these diseases back then,
right?
But like
everyone who gets COVID dies. I've died 3 times.
Here's the thing: is like people that would survive fucking rubella. Like she should pull up a picture of somebody who has survived rubella, dude,
and then share it on the screen.
Fucking awful. Like yeah, they literally look like pepperoni. Like you know what I mean?
Ew. Are there any pictures of survive? Oh yeah, pull that up and share the screen with us. There you go. She's got Wikipedia, the ultimate source.
Dude, it's you can't argue against Wikipedia because it's you know what I mean.
The only source
objective statements
more trustworthy than the Babylon Bee, Wikipedia. There it is, right there.
Yeah, dude. Imagine if somebody that survived COVID
just looks like me in high school.
That.
That's what my back looks like.
That's a dude. That's a baby. That's a fucking baby.
Is that an infant? Oh, it is.
Yes, that is a baby that survived German
measles.
That's a disease that was very common like 100 years ago, right?
Right.
Dude, literally my grandma was telling me stories about how she had a neighbor that was like all fucking jacked up because he survived polio as a kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, that's crazy that she like my grandmother knew somebody that had polio. Me and you don't fucking know anybody that's had polio.
My grandma had polio.
Your grandma had polio? That's nuts, dude.
Yes. Yeah, my grandma had polio.
2 generations, man.
She was the daughter of first-generation Italian immigrants, so I'm assuming she wasn't vaccinated for it. But yeah, she had polio.
So yeah, me and you don't know anybody in our generation that has polio.
No,
dude.
no, nobody under 70.
Fucking tetanus. You know what I mean?
She's got the diseases pulled up that have been eradicated by vaccines. All these diseases do not exist, by the way. Every disease is fake. What do we got?
Germ theory is just a theory.
So there's 14 diseases. The first one is polio.
Yeah.
Second one is tetanus.
Oh yeah, I'm reading what Mia's reading. By the way, I just want to point out to our listeners that this is from the CDC website.
So it's not true. It's propaganda.
You're appealing to authority. That I've read in research classes that if it's something from a .gov website, is generally accepted in academia.
Yeah, for sure.
The third one is the flu.
Well, that's not true.
Wait, what? Huh?
Yeah, what?
The flu is listed as a disease that was eradicated with vaccines. Are you fucking kidding? This is the CDC.
Are
you fucking kidding me?
You're acting a little sus.
They wonder why people don't trust them. No, you know why they say that? Because they count. I guess that's true with the new numbers, right? With the new numbers where they count every flu case as a COVID one because they can't tell.
I guess when you read what they're saying, this isn't. I think what they're saying is a disease that hasn't been killed. There's just diseases that are way less common.
Sure.
I think maybe like 100 years ago, the flu probably did like kill children a lot. You know what I mean? It probably wouldn't have been uncommon in 19 fucking.
Well, like back in the Spanish flu, yeah.
Yeah, dude, to fucking have your like, oh well, my toddler just got the flu and died. I guess we'll have another one.
Oh, they just popped them out. It was just a fucking factory back then.
That's fucking why, because they knew that they were gonna fucking probably die, dude.
Back in those days, like children were investments. They weren't like let's start a family and grow these great kids into great adults and shit. No, it was like I need someone to take care of me when I'm dying, and I'm just going to keep popping them out until one of them doesn't die.
Because they never knew who was going to survive or not, dude. There's so many diseases out there that would just kill your children.
Right. All right. What's after?
Yeah.
What's after the flu?
Later.
So reading, I think it's like basically before I go on, I think it's basically like minimizing the number of hospitalizations and death and stuff, not like completely eradicating it, but
which is important. It really, that is important.
If you're gonna buy the government's line, I guess.
Okay. Number 4 is hepatitis B.
Yep, that one's
5 is hepatitis A. Why are there so many hepatitis letters?
I do because it's just bad.
Hep C is like the one you get. That's the STD, right?
Hep C's almost been eradicated too. It's not from a vaccine. It's a pill they give you. It's like 98% cure rate. Like they think it's gone. Yeah,
cool.
Hep C 10 years ago was a big deal. They've got some magic pill.
I remember 10 years ago, like reading about Hep C and like sex ed classes being like, Hep C will fucking kill you. Like
it would kill you or it'd ruin your life if you even if you got treated. But now it's gone with a pill. It's like chlamydia. It's crazy. Anyway.
Number 6 is rubella.
That's what we talked about.
Mm-hmm.
Number
German
7
measles.
is Hib.
Hib, not HIV.
Hib, HIB.
Not HIV.
I've never heard of. I've literally never heard of that.
HIB.
So let's read about Hib on here. It says
mostly affects kids under 5 years old, so it's like a Catholic priest.
Over 20,000 kids were infected each year. Okay.
400 yellow school buses worth of kids.
Oh. So no seatbelts. Great. Oh, okay. What's next?
Is it like is that another name for meningitis?
No, it's some type of flu, it looks like.
Well, it says Hib with Hib meningitis.
Loss.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, Hib meningitis died 1 out of 20. So much higher than COVID, of course, but so is everything else on this list.
It says can cause brain damage, hearing loss, and death. Isn't that what meningitis does?
Hib might just be like a technical name for meningitis.
It might be like a bad meningitis for children. Yeah. Anyway, what's next?
Measles.
Also fake.
Measles like would fuck people up 100 years ago, dude. Measles was like the shit that the conquistadors gave the fucking Aztecs that like destroyed the fucking Aztecs.
Yup. What's next?
Whooping cough.
Whooping cough.
Pertussis.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. I remember people in my school getting whooping cough. That must be recent.
Really? No, dude. Yeah. People like 100 years ago, that would kill off like entire fucking families of kids.
Oh, really?
Was whooping cough. Yeah. Back in like the fucking old, like in the pioneer days and stuff. Hell yeah, dude. That would kill like every child in a fucking family off.
Where did she go? Pneumococcal disease?
Strep.
Okay. Strep. Yeah, strep before like penicillin, strep was almost, it was like 50% death sentence.
Rotavirus can cause severe watery diarrhea.
Oof.
So that's called Mexican food for me. I guess that one hasn't been cured either. My vaccine must not have worked.
Too much Chile, dude. That's all.
Mumps.
Yeah, mumps. I know about them.
Chicken pox.
Yep. So fun fact, your chicken pox vaccine is only good for 20 years. So if you get exposed afterwards, you can get it.
Well, they usually, like, I know when I was in the military, I got like another chicken pox vaccine. So you can get another chicken pox vaccine.
Yeah. Oh, and then the last one's what?
Diphtheria?
Oh, that's what Balto brought all the fucking drugs to those kids for.
Is it really?
Yeah, you ever read that book?
Yeah.
About the dog and the Balto. It sounds like he was a good dog. If the ATF was there, they probably would have shot him. So that's the 14 that have been eradicated.
Not eradicated, just the numbers have been shrunk so much to where it's like barely a problem in our society. Yep. Dude, seriously, fucking measles used to be like 150 years ago. Measles, somebody that died from measles was like just another fucking thing, dude.
Yeah. That's fucking wild.
Yeah, dude.
So the last thing, it's ATF. The last point we'll bring up before we end the show, because we did like an hour. But did you see, back to the Canadian thing? Did you see that the Canadian government's threatened to take people's pets and euthanize them if they're arrested for the protests?
Oh, so they're just pulling the ATF, dude?
Yeah, they're pulling. I'm sure they'll contract it out to the ATF. Yeah, they said if you're unable to take care of your pet will be seized. If you're not able to get to your pet in 7 days, on the 8th day, it will be considered property of the state and it will be considered surrendered and then euthanized. So, I mean, they arrest these people, the processing in jail.
What's their definition of fucking not being able to take care of them?
In jail.
No,
so
no.
If they find out,
so if somebody's in jail,
for the protest, they'll take their dog, and processing will be more than 7 days. You'll be there longer.
And all the Canadians, dude, they fucking are all hashtag dog moms and dads. So they all have fucking 20 dogs to get euthanized.
Yeah, dude, I swear, there's a story about fucking. It was a town, I think Blue Springs, Missouri. It could be a different one, but they passed this registration law because they were trying to ban pit bulls and they couldn't get it through. And they passed this. Okay, we're going to make everyone register their dogs. We're not going to. This is a warning for gun confiscation as well. They said we're not going to take your dogs, like your pit bulls or anything like that. We just want a record of every dog that's there. So if someone gets bit, we can know who to go talk to, right? So they passed this dog registration law, which is why I don't believe in registering your dogs. They passed this registration law. 2 years later, they passed a law saying we're going to ban pit bulls and Doberman pinschers now, and everyone who had no one's grandfathered in.
Doberman pinschers aren't even that strong of dogs. Like
some of them are. They got strong bites though. They can fuck you up if they bite you.
Yeah, but not like pit bulls that can fucking rip off car bumpers. You know what I mean?
Well, they banned and it was one other breed. I don't remember what it was. But
also,
one of the dangerous ones.
9mm bullets can the hollow tips can
bounce off their head.
Fucking skulls, dude. Yeah. They're literally like monsters, dude.
Legit fucking monster. Well, so they banned these dogs after they said they wouldn't, and they just passed a registration, and they had record of everyone who had one. They went to their house and said, "You can give your dog up, or we can arrest you." That was, and if someone tried to take my dog, I don't care if you got a badge. I don't give a fuck who you are. You better be cool with a single mom raising your kids, man.
So one thing is I don't know. I think we've talked to people about on the show about like pit bull laws and stuff. Mm-hmm. I find it kind of one of the really big differences I think between firearms and fucking pit bulls is that a firearm,
for itself.
Yeah, a firearm when you leave it on the table isn't going to go maim a chihuahua next door, but a fucking pit bull will actively go and fucking rip off a Shih Tzu's face. You know what I mean?
Yeah, some of them will.
I don't even want to say I don't even want to say go and attack a kid or anything. But you know what I mean? I've fucking seen a lot of pit bulls attack other dogs before. Like,
I mean, there's something. I got my Chihuahua right here. There's something about pit bulls with their brains that's fucked up.
Yeah,
like
dude.
I don't know what. Like it's they have a different brain.
That sweet girl, dude. She's a sweet girl until she sees some
this Chihuahua.
Random, yeah,
this
she
one's
sees
a
some
sweet
random
girl.
person.
She's a
and then,
cunt. She ain't
no,
sweet.
No, not Chihuahua, because the Chihuahua's not gonna go attack my fucking boxer and rip its throat out.
It'll try.
It'll try, but like you know what I mean. You can restrain that. Pit bulls are strong as fuck, dude. Like,
yeah. No, pit bulls are. Yeah, no, it's like a different breed. It's like almost it's not quite as. It's almost an overcorrection from wolves in the opposite direction of Chihuahuas.
Pit bulls will probably fuck up some wolves, dude.
Pack of pit bulls versus pack of wolves. I don't know who my money's on. Did you see that fucking? It was years ago. It was this town in Arizona. It was a border town, and this pack of feral Chihuahuas just took it over. And like the Humane Society was full. It was like 20 Chihuahuas, like not rabid, but like 20 stray Chihuahuas just moved in, and they just started fucking and reproducing. And they just took the town over, and they terrorized the residents. The Humane Society was full because the Chihuahuas just kept having so many puppies they couldn't stop them. So the Humane Society couldn't do anything about it, and like the residents were just like one or two Chihuahuas. Like, yeah, it's annoying. Imagine like 20 Chihuahuas coming at you pissed off.
All the gun nuts should be fucking celebrating that, dude. It's open season. You can kill as many fucking Chihuahuas as you want, dude.
They took over like rats. Like, could you imagine just 20 pissed off Chihuahuas? And it wasn't like they would run around and they'd bark at people and then like attack them and shit like that. It was fucking crazy. There was just a whole pack of them.
To be like fucking Rambo, and they're just snapping Chihuahuas' necks and stuff. Fucking taking a bat and just snapping their backs in half. Just,
Jesus Christ.
Open fucking season, dude. What's the city gonna do? What's the city gonna do? Fucking,
no, you're helping them at that point.
Yeah, exactly. They're gonna give me fucking ammo, dude.
Mia's
of course, it happened in Arizona. It happened in Arizona where there's like fucking all the population is like 80-year-old fucking women and men and shit that like can't do anything about it.
Yeah, it took.
Well, Chihuahua bites do hurt.
They have little razors in their mouth.
I'm just saying, you wear a pair of work gloves, dude, and just fucking potatoes, dude.
Oh, see, you can't walk straight, so you wouldn't be able to do anything. No.
Well, isn't she a miniature Chihuahua too, or the ones that took over?
No, they were all kinds of Chihuahuas. Yeah, you can. There's like big Chihuahuas and.
There's a lot of full-size Chihuahuas down here in El Paso, man. And they're like sizably bigger than your guys' Chihuahua.
There's different types of Chihuahuas, just like different schnauzers and stuff like that. There's bigger ones and smaller ones, and they're all mean though. They're all just
they're crazy. Their size is like their curse. You know what I mean?
Part of the reason is people don't train them like they do big dogs, because a Chihuahua bites somebody, it's cute and funny. If a German Shepherd bites someone, it gets put down.
Yeah, when a Chihuahua's like, like it's funny. It makes
she's attacking me in my sleep, man. Fucking sucks. So, all right. Well, we just did over an hour. We're gonna get out of here. Harmful Content Comedies, March 19th. I'll have a promo code, probably not this episode, but the next one, it'll be Bread. I'll have the event created, but make sure you check it out. We had a headliner, but he dropped, so I think I have a new one. I'll have an announcement on it soon. Check out Dre and I's new show coming out tomorrow, Mental Misdeeds with Caleb and Dre. It'll be fucking lit. Every week on here, Bread Circuses, we're talking shit. TikTok dipshit of the week. You guys know how it works. I hope you like the new mic. Peace the fuck out.
Deuces, everyone. I'm gonna go put a hole on my wall right now over the fucking Redskins changing their name.
Well, you should be happy about that. You should be
mad. Sorry, over the Braves winning the fucking.
You should be
World
mad
Series.
that the Florida State Seminoles haven't changed their name.
Yeah, I'm gonna go put a hole in my wall. Right next week, you'll see a hole in my fucking TV back there.
It'd be funny if there was.
Just for the sake of the joke, I gotta put a hole in my $1,500.
I'm that committed to the bit. I'm gonna destroy my own property. All right, peace the fuck out, y'all.
Doses, y'all. See ya.